Hello my friends and welcome to episode 53 of The Wanderer. Special episode today. Got no gameplay, we're just having an end of season review. We'll go through all the sort of end of season stuff, so there'll be no real outro if you like, because I'll try and pick up all the stuff that comes in the news feed between now and the start of pre-season. And obviously I don't want to give an outro and end, there's another thing and it gets all confusing. So here it is, the confirmation. Hearts win the Ladbrokes Premiership. Hearts have won the Ladbrokes Premiership title. Hearts will certainly look back at some great wins along the way, the most notable including a 5-3 triumph against Johnston, a comfortable 4-1 humbling of Aberdeen, the 3-1 victory over Rangers, and a 4-2 versus Kilmarnock. Z Gomez led the way to glory of for the Ladbrokes Premiership outfit by notching 21 goals en route to sealing the Ladbrokes Premiership crown. Hearts lifted the Ladbrokes Premiership Championship group title with just 2 points separating themselves from Celtic. Hearts have drawn 3 of their last 5 league away games. It was a season of unlikely yet jubilant success for the Jambos, who consistently defied the odds from the outset and were eventually crowned champions. Don, who famously knocked out Dundee United out of the Iron Blue Cup in 2019 whilst returned to Forfar, has now managed to go all the way and lift the trophy himself with Hearts. Very different trophies, but we'll go with it. So, obviously, that's the review of the game that we played. The 1-1. Jamie Walker lived the dream of many supporters as he and his team secured the Premiership title. We've done it as captain as well. We're not going to go into too many details of that because it's going to say a lot of the same sort of stuff, and you've already seen the game if you've seen the last episode. If not, spoiler warning, we won the league in the last episode. I would say go and check it out, but we didn't do it convincingly. Ecstatic Hearts fans thank Don. And a side which doesn't often hold hope of winning the Ladbrokes Premiership, the Heart of Midlothian players and fans will understandably ecstatic at having won the competition for the first time since 1960. Fans are adamant that Don is the person they have to thank for leading the team to glory. Following the Heart's stunning Ladbrokes Premiership campaign, club fair Colin Cameron expressed his delight at the season's achievements. Cameron was especially keen to praise the Jambos players for defying the odds in a season where many saw fit to tell several others for the success instead. We were 5-1, which was third favourites. I think Rangers were 4-1, and reserve special commendation for Don for making it all possible. For going to state that he's very excited to see what else this group could achieve together. Hearts board are delighted. Minimum expectations were that we were qualified for the Euro Cup, the Europa League, and we won the league, of course, which is Champions League. And I think there was about a 1.1 million difference between first and second, as well as obviously the easier Champions League group. If I can see it, there is a Ladbrokes bonus of 25,000 for myself for winning the league. I did also complete my pro license this year. We'll have a look at my stats now. So attacking, defending, in fact actually this is all fairly well round, apart from working with youngsters, which never goes up, level discipline, which never goes up, fitness, which I've never really touched. What's my reputation up to? 45%. I was at 30% because I did check before that game, so I've gone up 15% just with that title win. Contracted till the end of next season. Probably will see out the contract, to be honest, unless a club comes in for me directly. Adaptability at 6, again, that's not changed. Determination at 9, player knowledge at 10, youngster knowledge of 11, man management at 11, motivating at 11. Loyalty to players at 25%, I find that strange. Domestic player buy-ins 100%, handling team discipline 95%, managing finances 87%. Merzen and Pogon Stoats have really knocked that down, so it's sort of been steadily recovering. Hand-on approach 100%, tactical consistency, not surprising for you guys to know, 100%. And media handling has gone right up since coming to Hearts, up at 99%. Best opinion, Malky Mackay, former Hibs manager of course, who I faced off a number of times. Not surprised he liked me. Him and Lee Irwin tore me apart a few times. David Hopkin, who's the Forfar manager. Darren Dodds, who was Brecon manager while we were at Forfar. Steve Kirk, Alloa manager. Currently, I'm trying to see, I think he's maybe Stranraer manager when we were at Forfar. And Craig Levine, who likes me just because obviously he is a Hearts man. I'm not going to look at the don't like me very much. Henningberg didn't like me from my time in Poland. I mentioned a lot of them are the same. I don't know who this guy is. Can't think I've ever played a team that's tangled with him, so I'm going to guess that's something to do with a lone player, or he just doesn't like me for some reason. And Jim McIntyre, who I think we've crossed paths with a couple of times at Montrose and Hearts, obviously. Again, not really that worried about it. So, dynamics, as you see. Oh, let's hold a team meeting. So, good match cohesion, good dressing room atmosphere, in fact, excellent managerial support. Your performance of manager is having a positive effect on the players, that's always good. So let's have an end of scene team meeting. I don't like any of these. I think we can finish top half next year. No, I want Europa League at least. Should be aiming for mid-table. No. So I feel like the top one's the one, but then I'm putting the pressure on to win the league, so I think we have to go for this one. Recovered it though. Yay! No, I didn't. Sugar. That's going to hurt. That was frustrating because it gave me 3 options and none of them were really relevant to what our expectations would be next season. You know, top half is top 6, mid-table I would call is 7th to sort of 8th, and then avoiding relegations below that. So just because it's such a short league, I really don't understand that. So I'm going to come away from this and we are going to go to stat. Now I've not looked at this myself. Can I just get stats? No. Okay, we're going to go with Premiership only. We're going to go to outside all columns because that brings it nice and easy for us. So appearances, Brandon Mason at the top with 38 in the league, 2 assists, 7 clear cut overall chances created. 1 player of the match, no goals, 5 yellow cards. Shooter next in line, 1 player of the match for him, going from 34. Barones 33 with 3 off the bench, and then to Vestinov and Freddie Woodman. But this is where we want to look. Goals. Z Gomez out in front from 26 games with 5 off the bench with 21. Ryan Hedges and Jamie Walker very, very close to each other. Hedges actually played a lot more games though, 29 with 2 off the bench, scoring 9. Jamie Walker with 24, 3 off the bench, scoring 9 as well. 1 less assist there for him as well. Hedges does create more chances, but again, despite the more games, I think that gets balanced out by the fact one of them's a natural winger, one of them is an inside forward in our system. So that's going to affect that. Ali Crawford pipping Cochrane on both goals and assists actually from less games, which is really, really interesting, creating more chances as well. And let's have a look at assists. So Ali Crawford does lead the way with that, followed by Jamie Barones, Ryan Hedges, Harry Cochrane and Jamie Walker. Chances created, which I think is an interesting one. Ryan Hedges tops that, followed by Ali Crawford, followed by Jamie Walker and Harry Cochrane again. Jamie Barones and Z Gomez in there as well. Curious to see where Grant Young is on this. So he played 20 with 11 off the bench, assisting 2, creating with 1 chance created. It's actually fairly interesting. Pass completion, given my style of play, I'm curious to see this. So let's ignore Noble. Actually, let's keep Noble in there because he did have 10 off the bench. But Grant Young right up there, 89% from the man with only 12 passing. As a ball-winning midfielder, undefended, he's developing really, really nicely. Only valued at 135k, which I find really, really insulting to the lad. I've got like a really low buyout clause or something. No, I don't. So I find that really, really insulting to the lad. You know, he's now played 58 games. Only 13 of them hasn't been in the Premiership. So, you know, 45 top flight games. That's a lot. And he's getting pushed down as 135k at 17-year-old with the potential he has. I think it's a bit insulting. So, tackles, and again, what's this? Yeah, tackles per game. Herbie Kane up there, which is actually quite interesting. But of course, these guys their average is lower because they played in more games. Dribbles made, we're not going to do that. Shots to on target ratio, that's interesting. So Lumo at 49%, but from 16 games with 5 of those being off the bench. Jamie Walker at 47%. Z Gomez 46%. I think if he could just be a bit more clinical. I've been working on that finishing, but it's not really gone up. He's taken out from his injury, of course, so don't worry too much about the down arrows on him. But I find it quite frustrating that he's actually not improved in finishing at all. But just remember, we bought him for what, 300k, 165k, riding at 300k if I remember correctly. He's now up at 6.75 million. Even if that 40 game window gets triggered, I'm fairly happy with that. So I'm going to go back to my custom view, and we're going to have a look at value, which apparently isn't here. So let's go back to contract. Is it on this? Value. So squad value, most expensive player valued in our squad is Jamie Walker at 8.25 million, Cameron Burgess at 7.5 million, John Suter at 7 million, Harry Cochrane at 7 million as well. So our four most expensive players are players we've inherited and developed into this kind of value. Z Gomez, a player we bought for 300k tops. Ali Crawford at 6.5 million, bought for free. Louis Moult, a player I've not been convinced by, valued at 5.5. Jamie Bronis, a player we bought for a couple of million. I think it was what, 800k with incentives, 1.3 with incentives rather, up at 5 million as well, along with Freddie Woodman, whose value sort of stagnates up and down. Doesn't have that annoying release clause anymore, which is always handy as well. Ryan Hedges up at 4.4, but he's only got a year left on his contract. Actually, Jamie Bronis is in that boat as well as John Suter. And then to Vesenov, big jump down from there to Tomine and to Vesenov. Danny Rogers valued at 425k, so I'm a bit disappointed that his value really didn't hold. But you know, it was still a very, very good buy in my opinion. So I'm going to now go back to my custom view, and I want to have a look at abilities and who's going out. So Graham Dorrans we're going to sell, Alan McManus we're going to loan out. Rudy McDonald done really well on his loan, developed a bit, might give him a chance as a backup next season, not sure. Danny Finlayson we're going to try and sell. So Roshan Williams we're also going to try and sell. I did see him as a bit of a prospect, but he's not really kicked on with his tackling. Physically he's a monster, but I've got a centre back coming in. Don't tell anyone, which means that him and Harry Suter are probably just going to try and move on, just to free up a bit of wages. Miles Bierman's going to go. Andy Irvin, his contract's up next year, but again we're going to try and get rid of him this year. And Ake Pena, I'm not sure. If we look at his history, he's went to Slovakia, played 16 games, done really, really well. 15 conceded, but they were top of the league when he left. They wanted to keep him, and then he went to Spain's second division, and I think it was maybe a bad move for him because it wasn't the right club. I'm curious to see how he develops. He's gauged still on loan till I think it's November. He had an 18-month loan. We're probably just going to let him set his contract because he's not good enough. Kind of hoping he would develop on his loan, but he's not kicked on, and now his potential's just stuck at where it is. Abubakar's away. Robbie McAllister we're going to try and loan out. Jordan Jones, interestingly, I actually like this kid. You know, he done really, really good for us. Very, very good option. Maybe probably sell him though if a better option does become available. McTominay, solid, but again, he's worth 2.4 million. If we were to pick up, if someone was to come in with maybe a £3-4 million offer, I would sell him and bring in better. Brandon Mason, I'm probably going to look to sell, but again, it depends on being able to bring in another left back. We do have obviously where is it, Gary Finlayson here, who I'm going to give a shot in the first team next year, but he's maybe not quite ready. He's maybe quite similar how to Vesenov is on the other side. Again, we've got a right back coming in, knocking him out of the team. Noble we've given another year's contract to, mostly because he's a monstrous shooter, you know, moral professional, great mentals. He's currently tutoring Grant Young, if I remember correctly, and he's having a very, very good effect on him. Grant Young was already resolute, but you know, you see all these mentals going up, and he is going to become a monster of a player. Cameron Burgess fairly decent, but again, he's worth 7.5 million. I've got a centre back that's coming in, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about the ends players, but the centre back I've got coming, I think will knock him out of the team. In terms of the youth team, if there's anyone ready to break through, Gary Finlayson and Harry Shooter obviously just been down here playing some games. Robbie McAllister we're going to loan out. Billy Hughes we're going to try and loan out again as well. And here's Brandon Canning. He's one of our youth prospects that came in this year. Striker, have I actually got him shooting? I do, from Ryan Hedges, who is the best option. And I'm trying to remember, this is a lad here, Billy Bowman, the only other lad that we signed from our youth development. There were only two that are above half a star potential, which is a bit worrying. But I'll give him a head of youth new contract. He was the best option we have, unfortunately. Darren Cowie, I really do want to get him loaned out because he does need to get some game time. He is 17. He is currently valued at League 1. If I can get a team that's going to offer him first team in the Championship, the same as what McKellar kind of had this time around with Montrose, we got 27 games in the Championship. That's pretty solid. 6.8 rating. I am going to maybe make him my 4th choice defender next season just to try and give him some game time, but he is 21, so he's maybe getting to the point where maybe just cut our losses. We bought him for 110k. He's valued at 40. He has kicked on, so if he can kick on again this season, then maybe he might have a chance of still making it. But he's getting to that point of his development, I think he might struggle. But we'll look at potential. We've got a few big ones coming in. So we've got Brandon Cannon, who I mentioned, from our youth development, youth recruitment this year. Already signed a professional contract as well. Should have showed you that. Provisionally agreed, £230 a week. Darren Cowie, 5-star. We brought him in from Inverness, if I remember correctly, for 40k. McAllister, again, from St Johnston for 250k. Gary Finlayson, we know, I signed him multiple times. Finally going to get to actually play with him next season. I'm delighted with that. Billy Hughes, and is, I don't know, I think he's a hit or miss. If we can get him the right loan and he can get the game time, he's got a chance to make it. But it was always risky, particularly once we got Ali Crawford. He was never going to struggle. He was always going to struggle to get into the team, and that was proved to be the case. Ethan Ernon had so much potential, but he's just going to go now. And Alan Manis and Billy Bowman, probably the next on the list. Ewan Henderson, he's hit an age and he's not really kicked on. Got injured when on loan to St Johnston, where he had a loan spell there, 8 appearances, 2 goals. But the injuries really hindered him, I think. And William Murray will probably just sell as well. Ryan McKee, he has an outside chance, as does Rurik McDonald, depending on the loans they can get. But they had very, very good stints on loan in the lower leagues. Anyway, guys, I'm going to skip ahead to any further information that comes available. And here is our end of season awards day, if you like. So, following the competition of Best 11 Hearts player announced, 4 best players have been good enough to enter the Hearts overall Best 11. Lewis Moult was a pick of the players. I'm surprised it's this year that he's broke in. Having accumulated 56 appearances, scoring 21 goals for the team, and an average rating of 6.93, not that great. Baronis, Mason, Devasinov were the other players selected to become part of the Hearts' proud history. So that leaves the team looking with Freddie Woodman, Devetinov, Shooter, Berra, Aidan White, DeJurm, Jamie Walker, Cochrane, Ryan Hedges, Ismail Concalves and Louis Moult as the sort of the first team, with Jack Hamilton, Cameron Burgess, Brandon Mason, Martin Nagy, Jamie Baronis, Grant Gillespie and Kyle Lafferty on the bench. End of season awards. Player of the season, Z Gomez. No surprises there. Ryan Hedges in second place, Harry Cochrane in third. Goal of the season, Ali Crawford on the 7 for me. I thought that was an absolute cracker, but you know what, Ryan Hedges I think could be angry that he didn't get that, as he had a few crackers and a couple of goals of the month in there as well. Team of the season, it's not really hard to predict what that was. It's right there, it's pretty much my first choice team. Forgot to mute my phone for this bit of the episode. I do apologise, guys. Signing of the season, Z Gomez, and young player of the season, Z Gomez. I think Ali Crawford had a crack at being signed in the season. Gomez would have been my choice, but I thought the free transfer purpose might have knocked that onto Ali Crawford. because the game does tend to like free transfers, but Z Gomez was a bit of a bargain. Season review, as you see, we started the league quite well, second for a while, dropped to third, back into second, back up to first, and then we had a little stint at first, back down to second, a little stint in first, second for a long way, and right at the end we beat Celtic to go back top where we stayed. We lost in the third round of the Europa League, the third qualifying round to Young Boys. We won the Premiership, of course, lost the Scottish Cup 5th round to Rangers, and in the Betfred Cup quarter final also to Rangers. Match of the season 4-1 against Aberdeen in October. Struggling to remember that game now. It's such a long time ago. Moment to forget, the 2-1 defeat to Rangers. That was the one where I completely messed up the team talk. I actually remember messing up the team talk, and the minute before even kickoff happened, I messed up my first half team talk, and I knew we were in trouble because I messed up the team talk. Squad dynamics update, excellent dressing room atmosphere, excellent managerial support, so I didn't pay for that issue. One main group, or social group, and two others groups is what I'm going to call it, because the secondary group is at 2. I'm not going to count. In the season review, they are very pleased with me. I am not untouchable. That is unreal. Club philosophies, what did I get wrong with that? First team youngster sign-ins. They're content. Do you know what? That must have been just over the season, because I don't even think I signed that many. That has to be basically January only. Transfers, the best and the worst. So, best Z Gomez by a country mile. Ali Crawford. Where is Ali Crawford? Down here. Not even full. Pretty much done it how they expected. So Z Gomez, their loan moves out that the team were happy with. Robbie McAllister, Linchaba, player we signed. I'm probably going to look to loan him out if we can get anyone else to come in, because I believe he has so much potential, but he just doesn't cut it. In game, his average rating was a 6.74, and I think that was flattering to him, to be honest. But you know, that's the best signings, and the worst, William Abakar. Bit of a shame, he was brought in as a backup, didn't really need to be any good. Miles Bierman, not surprising. Graham Durden started the season so well that injury killed him. De Jure was sold for 1.7 million. He is a bit of a club legend now, so I get why they're annoyed, but whatever. McTominay not being very popular, and Jordan Jones not being very popular either, which is interesting. Longest spell unavailable, so 3 months for Ewan Henderson, that was well as it's to Johnson. 5 weeks for so you know, that's a lot of injuries. Graham Durden's 3 months, Rooney McDonald 3 months as well. Polworth 3 months, he would have been out on loan all year, so let's not worry about him. Impressive performance to Vesenov, most improved defending. Grant Young, most improved overall, suggested 4-6 tackling, which we're working on. Abubakar, well, I guess Spurs, I think it was, will be happy with that, yeah indeed. Robbie McAllister improved, and Alan McManus improved as well, so that's all handy. Concerning performances, Mark Noble, not really that surprising. Can we request improved training facilities? That would be absolutely smashing if we could. Therefore we approve the request. Get in. Pre-season start date, we're going to go with the earliest one, because I always like to have a long pre-season. Get to work on that straight away. Expected to cost in the region of £4.9 million. We have 1.5 in the bank. I'm assuming that's just taking that straight out then. I assume that's literally just gone straight out, because I'm pretty sure we had more than 1.5 million in the bank 2 seconds ago. 1.7 in the bank this. Expenditure please. I cannot see this month. Yeah, ground maintenance 4.6 million straight away, so there you go. That's where the money's been lost. Right. So we continue on. We've been hit with a good financial fair play reward. We've made a profit of 21 million, required to make a loss of no more than 4.45. We were hit with a 500k tax bill, with the taxable profits being 2.29 over the last year. Club membership paid for that, with 2 million coming in from membership fees from the fans. And a commercial summary, we've got 2 new deals worth 90k per year. So sponsorship is up 475k, corporate and hospitality is up, match day and commercial and retail. Broadcast revenues is down though, but competition prize money obviously well up. And we've got most notable new deal is a 1-year youth team sponsor for 65k, which is very, very helpful. Total merchandising sales for the season were 434,000, with non-domestic sales amounting to 43,049k of this. The club sold 6,950 shirts, with following names selling particularly well. Z Gomez, not surprising. Hedges, not surprising, he's a fan favourite. Mark Noble, a little bit surprising given it was a January signing. Harry Cochrane, not surprising, and Jamie Baronis, not that surprising either.